Okay, so get this, Blake Lively, right?
Yeah, sure.
America's sweetheart, married to Ryan Reynolds, always seems to be glowing. Well, she was supposed to host the 50th anniversary premiere of Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
Huge deal, right?
Yeah.
But then at the last minute, she bailed.
Mm.
And the reason, let's just say it's a whole lot more complicated than a scheduling conflict. We've got a stack of sources here. News articles, IMDb, even some spicy Reddit threads,
Oh, spice.
all painting a pretty wild picture.
Okay.
And our mission today,
Yeah, what are we doing?
to uncover why Blake Lively dropped out of hosting SNL and the alleged smear campaign she says is behind it all.
Interesting. So where do we start with this?
Well, what's fascinating is that Lively's decision to pull out of SNL is reportedly linked to some pretty serious accusations she's leveled against her. It ends with us, co-star and director Justin Baldoni.
Okay, yeah. It ends with us. So we're not just talking about creative differences here.
Right. No. This is serious stuff. Lively filed a full-blown lawsuit against Baldoni with the California Civil Rights Department,
Oh, wow.
alleging harassment and a deliberate smear campaign aimed at, and these are her words, not ours, burying and destroying her career.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
And this alleged campaign, she claims, is what forced her to cancel appearances. Not just SNL, but a Target event for her hair care company, too.
So this is something that really impacted her professionally then.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big deal. And you know what? The allegations themselves, they're pretty disturbing.
What are we talking about here?
Well, the lawsuit details some specific instances of what Lively claims happened on the set of It Ends With Us.
Okay.
So according to Lively, Baldoni's behavior crossed several lines, including making inappropriate comments about her weight, discussing his sex life in a way that made her uncomfortable, and even pressing her on her religious beliefs. Yeah. And then there's the incident with one of the producers, Jamey Heath. He's also the CEO of Baldoni's Wayfarers Studios. Lively alleges that he showed her a video of his wife giving birth.
I mean, whoa. Talk about oversharing.
Right. Like, come on.
Yeah. So all this taken together, it definitely sounds like Lively may have been subjected to a very hostile and uncomfortable work environment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But here's where things get really interesting, and this is what we're going to explore next. The lawsuit doesn't stop at just detailing these on-set incidents.
Okay.
Lively's legal team is also claiming that there was a deliberate smear campaign orchestrated by Baldoni and his team to damage her reputation if any of this ever came out.
Oh, wow. Okay. So like a preemptive strike almost.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Like they knew this could blow up, so they wanted to be ready.
So they were already prepared. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. The image is everything in Hollywood.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
And when accusations like these surface, it can be a PR nightmare.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you go about burying a scandal in the digital age?
Good question.
Well, according to Lively's lawsuit, Baldoni and his team seem to have had a plan.
Okay, so what did they do?
Well, the lawsuit includes what Lively claims are screenshots of texts and emails
Oh, wow.
from Baldoni's team, including a PR firm. And these messages, they seem to lay out a strategy.
To do what?
To bury Lively, plant negative stories about her. Basically manipulate what people were saying online.
Interesting.
And get this, they even bragged about how well their tactics were working on a particular online platform, Reddit.
Reddit. Wow, okay.
One alleged text from a PR team member even says, "We are crushing it on Reddit."
That's pretty significant, right? Reddit's known for its diverse and often outspoken user base.
Yeah.
It's a platform with the potential to really sway public opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so before we get to what people on Reddit were actually saying, let's break down this whole concept of a smear campaign for a second.
Sure.
Just so everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. What is the smear campaign?
Essentially, it's a coordinated effort to damage someone's reputation by spreading negative and often false information about them.
So it's kind of like a carefully orchestrated whisker campaign.
Exactly, but on a much larger and more public scale.
Right. And in today's world, these campaigns often play out online, using social media platforms, blogs, forums, all that to spread rumors and innuendo.
And sometimes they even use what are called mercenary armies of hired shit talkers.
Wow.
Which is basically a fancy way of saying they pay people to post negative comments.
Oh, wow.
And create these fake online personas.
So that it gives the impression that there's widespread public disapproval of the target.
Right. It's a shady tactic for sure, but unfortunately it's becoming increasingly common.
Yeah.
And it can be incredibly effective.
At what?
Shaping public perception, especially when people don't know what to believe.
Right.
So in this case, Lively is claiming that Baldoni and his team hired a PR firm to do exactly that, to essentially create this digital army to attack her reputation online.
Hmm. And not just any PR firm. They allegedly hired the same firm that worked with Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah, you're right. During his very public legal battles, which, let's face it, adds another layer of intrigue to this whole saga.
It definitely raises the stakes, right? Hiring a firm with that kind of reputation suggests a level of aggression,
Yeah.
a willingness to employ tactics that might be considered, let's say, unconventional.
Totally. So with all this alleged PR maneuvering going on, we had to see what was actually happening on Reddit. What were people saying about Blake Lively in the wake of these accusations?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. Right.
Right. Well, we found a Reddit thread specifically discussing Lively missing the SNL premiere. And as you might expect, the reactions were all over the map.
Ollie.
It was like a digital battleground of opinions.
Oh, wow.
Some users expressed genuine concern for Lively, condemning Baldoni for his alleged behavior.
Okay.
Others, however, were more skeptical, questioning the validity of Lively's claims.
And that skepticism, you have to remember, is often what a successful smear campaign aims for, to sow those seeds of doubt and make people question the victim's credibility.
It's like they want to create so much noise and confusion that people just throw their hands up and say, well, I don't know who to believe anymore.
Exactly. And in the digital age where information spreads like wildfire, it can be incredibly difficult to discern truth from fiction.
And then, of course, you've got those Reddit users who seem to love the drama and are just there for the entertainment value.
Oh, absolutely. Those users often contribute to the cacophony, adding fuel to the fire with their often outlandish comments and theories.
Right. And some of the comments in this thread were definitely wild.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, one user even speculated that Ryan Reynolds' Lively's husband might be using his influence with Disney, because of the whole Deadpool franchise, to somehow get back at Baldoni.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a reminder that on platforms like Reddit, you're going to encounter a wide spectrum of opinions, from the thoughtful and insightful to the completely off the wall.
And that's part of what makes it so challenging to gauge the true impact of a smear campaign on public opinion.
Exactly. It's a complex and constantly evolving landscape. But regardless of the specific impact on Reddit, the allegations in Lively's lawsuit raise some crucial questions about power, manipulation, and the battle for the narrative in today's world.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
How much influence a PR firm can have.
Especially in the digital age, right?
Oh, totally, where it's so easy to shape narratives and spread information, whether it's true or not.
It's a double-edged sword, for sure.
Right.
Social media, powerful tool.
Yeah.
Amplifying voices and bringing important issues to light. But it can also be a breeding ground for misinformation and manipulation. And that's what makes this case so intriguing.
Right. We've got these alleged text messages where Baldoni's team is basically saying, let's make Blake Lively look bad and bragging about their success on Reddit. But how can we really know if they actually swayed public opinion? I mean, it's not like we can measure that, right?
It's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really tough to measure the exact impact of a PR campaign, especially on a platform like Reddit,
Right.
where users are mostly anonymous,
Right.
and their motivations could be really hard to figure out.
Yeah, exactly. But we can look at the comments in that Reddit thread we found.
Yeah.
Some people were clearly skeptical of Lively's accusations,
Uh-huh.
while others jumped on the bandwagon and criticized her.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so hard to separate genuine opinions from orchestrated negativity.
So were those negative comments a result of Baldoni's alleged PR efforts?
Yeah.
Or were they simply reflecting pre-existing biases?
Quite.
Or skepticism towards Lively?
It's like a chicken or the egg scenario.
Yeah.
Did the alleged smear campaign create the negativity? Or did it simply tap into existing negative sentiment? It's almost impossible to say for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is why it's so important to approach everything you see online with a healthy dose of skepticism. Don't just accept what you read at face value. Dig a little deeper. Consider the source. Look for different perspectives. Just be a critical thinker.
So this whole situation with Blake Lively and SNL, it raises some pretty big questions. What stands out to you as the most important takeaways from all this?
I think this case really highlights the power dynamics at play in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You have A-list celebrities, powerful studios, PR machines, all vying for control of the narrative. And sometimes individuals can get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. It's a stark reminder that even someone as famous and successful as Blake Lively can be vulnerable to these kinds of tactics.
Absolutely. And it underscores the importance of due process, allowing all sides of the story to be heard.
Well, this deep dive has been a roller coaster of allegations, PR spin, and online chatter.
It has been quite a ride, yeah.
What's your final thought for our listeners as they process all of this?
I would encourage everyone to really think critically about the information you consume, especially when it comes to celebrity news and online discussions. Remember that there are often multiple sides to every story, and what you see on the surface may not always be the whole truth. So be careful out there.
It's a good reminder for all of us. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll continue to follow the story as it develops, but for now, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep asking questions.